absence and non-existence. Sounds like some kind of philosophical treatise, but actually it's a basic and really important concept in the Russian language. We've seen how есть is used to say that something or someone exists or is present. Молоко есть? У Алёши есть машина? The opposite of есть is нет, exactly the same word you know as meaning no. But we'll also use нет to say that something or someone doesn't exist or is absent. Молока нет. У Алёши нет машины. Нет can also mean that something or someone isn't present. Таня здесь? Нет, Тани нет. Она там? Нет, ее там нет. In these two examples, we see the two meanings of нет. First, in the meaning no, and the second, in each example, expresses absence. Now, you may have noticed that when we use нет in this way, the thing or person that's absent or doesn't exist has genitive case endings. Бориса нет. Светы нет. Письма нет. Свежего молока нет. And you can see the genitive used in the same way with pronouns. For example, его нет. Ее нет. Где мама и папа? Их нет. Now, you probably know about using не to negate verbs, but we want to be sure to avoid the temptation to use не or нет with есть to say that something is absent or doesn't exist. Historically, нет is actually a kind of contraction of не and есть, so we don't want to use не or нет with есть together. That just wouldn't make sense. All you need is the word нет with the genitive of whatever or whoever isn't there. You'll recall that we often use у and есть to say that someone does have something. У Саши есть виза. And since нет is the opposite of есть, we can use нет to say that someone doesn't have something. А у Сони нет визы. So you'll often see sentences like this with no subject. Nothing here is in the nominative. We have the genitive Сони because у always governs the genitive, that is, it requires a genitive form. And then because we're using нет, visa will also be in the genitive, визы, because the visa doesn't exist. Literally, we're saying there is no visa by Sonia. Just a few more examples. You'll see that word order is really free here. The нет can precede or it can follow the word that it's referring to. Нет горячей воды. Кофе есть, а чая нет. Чего нет? Нет чая. Кого нет? Нет Ольги. Василия и Олега тоже нет. Summing up, нет is the opposite of есть. Нет expresses that someone or something is absent or doesn't exist. Be sure to use genitive case forms for the person or thing that's absent or doesn't exist. And also avoid the temptation to use нет and есть together.